Alright folks, I am back with another video here, a little bit of an update from my previous one. I did sort of speed level the monk, got well into mapping when I realized I kind of made a mistake. Not exactly a mistake necessarily, but I just figured something out that meant that I needed to make some changes. So as you can see here, my character is naked, and that is because I have transferred all of my gear over to a different class. So in the previous video, I showed you how you could speed level a monk very easily with the Pillar of the Cage God and a lot of attribute stacking. I realized that I kind of wanted to play that stat stacking build in the end game as well. And what I learned doing a little bit of research is that people don't really do that with the monk. You can. I was clearing T15s. Nothing like super crazy, but I was, exploding the whole screen in the breach, that whole sort of thing. It was working, but in terms of actually scaling optimally, you really should be doing this with a Gemling Legionnaire. So primarily because of this, inherent bonuses from intelligence, strength, and dexterity are doubled. That's pretty sick. But the other skills here, or the other passives here, are not useless. 3% attributes, quality to skills, plus level of skills. It's not terrible to have those things either. Those are bonuses. Kind of deceptively underpowered at first, but getting these bonuses to attributes is actually pretty sick. So it turns out that this is probably the way that you should. This is the way that you should probably play stat stacking. So I'm going to do a quick little update to show you, what unique items I'm leveling with, and also I have some slight improvements on the initial leveling setup than I was using with my monk. So I'll show you what I started with at level 1. I had the Innsmouth Shabby Hood. Oh, you know what? Hold on, let me... Yeah, okay, there we go. So I had the Innsmouth for just some life and resistances. I had a Ghost Writhe on for some life, energy shield. Northpaw for some flat physical to attacks. And Luminous Pace. There were other items that I was wearing, but those I still have on, so I'll show you those in a minute. As soon as you get to level 5, you want to instantly swap to one of these, Greymake. This, I alluded to this in my other video, this item is bonkers for level 5. Obviously you get -5 to all attributes when you put it on at level 5, but that still means that you're sitting at 30 plus to all attributes. That makes putting on any piece of gear easy. It also means, of course, that you're scaling with the AoE attack speed and weapon damage on your Pillar of the Cage God is instantly off the charts, right? I also switched to Jarngrepper at level 6. This has some attack speed, some life, and some additional higher flat fizz. But that's pretty much it. All the other items I have had on the entire time, including the Meganords from level 1, 45 strength. This can roll up to 50. Blackheart, you can put that on at level 1. It's got some flat damage on it. Chance to intimidate, pretty good. Sure-footed Sigil. I did go ahead and buy another one of these. The one that I originally bought was corrupted, so I bought this one and allocated Blurred Motion. It's a relatively cheap anoint. You get attack speed, accuracy, and the percentage dexterity, which is pretty sick. Pretty cheap to anoint that one. I put the Goldrim on at level 10 to fix my resistances. I don't really have any resistance coming from any of these items except for here. Swapped from the Luminous Pace over to the Wanderlust at level 11. And then lastly swapped to the Grip of Winter here from the Jarngrepper at level 11 as well. Got a pretty good, pretty decent corruption here. I got damage penetrates lightning res, which is pretty cool because I corrupted this and got a pretty large flat lightning roll on my Pillar of the Cage God. And then obviously I'm doing some lightning damage now that I am using a skill called Storm Wave, which I believe does conversion to lightning. So having the lightning pen on the gloves is actually not bad. Other items that are different from how I leveled this character originally on my monk, I have a Fox Shade. I switched to that over the Ghost Writhe because this has movement speed on full life, which is pretty awesome. Getting the 10% movement speed pretty much all the time is pretty sick. Yeah, I don't have a lot of energy shield, but I do have at least enough to tank like maybe one hit to keep that movement speed going. And then I should also mention that I'm still wearing the Pulsarkelm ring. This is just, this is a must-have. You absolutely have to have Pulsarkelm if you are leveling with, wait a second, where is my, am I crazy? Oh, I moved it all the way down here, sorry. If you're going to be leveling with Herald of Ice, which you absolutely should, you definitely want to have a Pulsarkelm. Enemies chilled by your hits can be shattered as though frozen. This means you don't actually have to get a freeze and then shatter to proc Herald of Ice. See, it says here, while active, shattering an enemy with an attack hit will cause an icy explosion. If you have the Pulsarkelm ring on, it means that you simply need to hit them and kill them as long as they are at least chilled, which is substantially easier to make happen than a freeze. Then you are going to explode them and likely explode the entire screen, assuming the monsters are close enough to each other. So, I just wanted to do a quick update. I am re-leveling. This is now my 6th character that I'm leveling through the campaign. I don't actually mind it. It does go extremely fast. I mean, you can see here in town that I am able to roll pretty fast through all of the zones. You get the additional roll distance here from the Sure-Footed Sigil. All of these items together, I mean, this is really cheap stuff, guys. You can get all of this, I think, for like less than a divine total. I mean, none of the items here are particularly exceptional. I think Pillars of the Cage God might have gotten a little bit more expensive. You could probably just buy one that has, you know, just a regular one. Slap some quality on there, socket it, and corrupt it yourself. See what you get. You'll probably be fine with that. So, yeah, that's the update. I will probably post another update once I get through the campaign here, get to maps, and look at scaling into some of the end game content. But for now, I just wanted to give an update and let you know that if you want to play stat stacking, you probably need to play a Merc and not a Monk. If you want to play a Monk, then you can do the stat stacking to level and then swap over, you know, shift all your gear over to, you know, whatever it is that you're going to play. But for stat stacking, the Gemling Legionnaire definitely seems to be the right ascendancy. So don't make the mistake I did and level a character to 86 for basically no reason. Yeah. So I'll leave it at that. Thanks for watching, and I'll check you guys in the next update.